Okay, we're going to be creating the mallet for our pegboard toy. The mallet is two parts. It has the mallet head and the mallet handle, and then we'll be creating those in an assembly drawing later. So first we're going to make the mallet head. So we do a new standard IPT, a new standard IPT or part drawing, and we're going to create a portion of the head and we're going to revolve it. The only requirement you really have for the head right now is that it has to be 1 3/4 by 3 inches long. So to do that, I'm going to go up here to the rectangle tool and I'm going to draw a rectangle and I'm going to measure that. So it's got to be 3 inches long or tall. So we're going to type a 3 there. And then the diameter is 1 3/4. So we're going to take half of that. So this length then is going to be 7/8 or 0.875. Now you can do what you want. This is going to be an access point. We're going to revolve around that. And so this will be the shape of the outside of it. So if you want to go and put a circle in, you can click and make a circle, and we'll trim this out in a little bit. We'll make them all the right size and the right spots. So if I have my circles there and I want them to be 1/4 inch, I'm going to put 0.25 for the dimension. If I want them in the same spot, then I will measure from the center point to the edge. Let's say I want that in 3/4 of an inch. And I do the same for the other one. The edge to the center point is 0.75. The other thing that you want to make sure you don't do is right in the middle here at 1.5 inches, that's where the handle is going to go in, so you don't want to have anything. It should be flat there. Okay, so now if I trim this, I can go ahead and trim those parts, so now it has a little groove in it. And if I want to, I can go and put a chamfer on here or fill it. I'm going to put a chamfer, and if you go right to the corner here, you can click on it and it will angle it off. And the distance right here is at 0.125, and I'm just going to leave that, but you can change that and make it a different shape if you want. Okay, so now I've got my mallet head side view done. So I'm going to finish this, and then I'm going to go to a tool called Revolve. And when you revolve, first thing you got to do is pick your part. So I've got that, and then there's an access point. So I want to access around this part, and it will rotate or revolve around that part. So you can see our little shape here, and then it revolves that shape all the way around that center line. Then you click OK, and you've got your mallet head. Okay. Now the only thing we have to do is we have to put a hole in here where the mallet's going to go. So to do that, we're going to create a work plane. And over on the origin, you're going to click, and you're going to do the YZ plane. Now the YZ plane is not where it's supposed to be. It has to be on the edge. So we're going to go here to plane, and we're going to go tangent to surface and parallel to plane. Then we're going to click YZ again, and we're going to click this spot. And you'll notice there's a little yellow thing here. So if we revolve around that, now we've got a work plane that's parallel to the center point and tangent to it. So if I'm going to sketch on that, I have to click on the outside edge of this. Now I can sketch in the work plane. And what I need to do is I need to put a center point. So I'm going to click the point tool, and I'm going to come in where I think the center is, and you can measure that if you need to. So from the top edge to the center of that point, it's supposed to be 1.5. Okay, so that locates it in the center, and we're okay. We can do another one from the side, but I think we're going to leave it there. So if you're on the center line, that should be where the center is. So we're going to finish sketch, and then we go to the hole command. Now to do the hole, we're going to do a tapped hole. So we're going to go in, click this third one down. Oh, sorry, the second one down. And we're going to put threads on it as we go. So once you get in here, you can change the size to 0.625. And then our distance right here, I'm sorry, we're going to go back to this regular one here. So our distance right here is going to be 0.875, and our thread distance is 0.625. And then when you click OK, you will now have a threaded hole in there. And then you are going to go over to your work plane, and you're going to right click and click on visibility. You're going to save that as mallet head. Okay, once you have that one, we're going to start a new standard IPT for the handle. So New, standard IPT. And for the handle, all we have to do is make a cylinder, and then we're going to put the threads on the end of it. So, first thing you want to do is draw a circle. So start 2D sketch, YZ plane, or I'm sorry, XY plane. You can draw a circle. And the diameter of the circle is going to be 5/8, or 0.625. And when we finish that, we will extrude it to 8 inches. Okay, now we have our handle, and the only thing we want to do is we want to put our threads on. So if you go to hole and thread, and you click on it, we don't want full length. So right here, then we can put the length of it, and we will do 0.875, and apply that, and cancel. And then on the back end, we're going to put a chamfer. So we're going to go, oops, we're going to go to fillet, we're going to go to chamfer, and we're going to click this edge here, and we have to change the size of that, so we're going to make it a 0.0625. And then you'll save that as mallet handle. Then you're done.